Training Thursday. Super Bowl Sunday is this week, but this is Training Thursday. We have a new featured course, and it's about bond.
Not quite.
Facility bond.
Yeah, not
No?
quite the
That's not what it
excitement.
is? Okay.
Arranging and maintaining your bonding facility on February the 22nd, free for our members. Please apologize for how I'm about to pronounce some of this. Surety ship has been a valuable tool dating back to 2750 BC.
Okay, so I kind of laughed at this intro.
I like the intro, and this is why I have to read it.
As someone who loves archaeology, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Surety has been around since 2750 BC.
Sure,
We've excavated tablets in Egypt, I'm sure, that shows it.
I'm sure we have.
There we go.
But yeah, I like this so much, this is why I had to read it. It's used around the world to help secure the bid process and contract performance in the construction industry. So it is a 1-hour webinar, as I said, Wednesday, February the 22nd, free for our members. Who should attend? It's designed for anyone in the construction industry who wants to know and understand how bonding and surety work.
What do you think the project was that went awry?
I have no idea.
Led to the invention of surety ship.
I don't know, but I really want to know that answer.
Like, was it like the second pyramid? The Sphinx goes over budget.
He doesn't have a nose.
Yeah.
So it's
that got bombed off in a war.
It's true. It
It's
did.
a casualty of war. You can't talk about that.
That poor Sphinx.
Okay.
So go over everything you'll need when setting up your bond facility, how your broker fits into the process, and understanding surety's underwriting appetite. We'll also touch on the costs and benefits of maintaining a bonding facility, along with the basic types of bonds.
Yes, and
jam-packed hour.
more and more construction law revolves around this, includes this. Government contracts require an understanding of this. So this is like the basics of construction, the things you need to know to protect your company, especially on larger projects. And it's worth an hour of your time. It's free.
As I said, for members it is free. Non-members $25. But why aren't you a member?
Why aren't you a member?
So,
come on.
Exactly.
You're getting all this content for free. Just be a member. It's so much better. Anyways, 9:30 to 10:30, and a CPD Point for free.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So yeah, tune into that. Register. You can hit the button below. You can register. Ali will send you all the information.
Exactly.
And we'll all go from there.
Indeed.
And then, Kerry, we have something else you want to remind us of?
Yes. So we have our Skilled Trades BC webinar tomorrow.
Meetup.
I was saying, what's the best way to say this kind of meetup? This is going to go over some of the new regulations around trades that are going to be compulsory, so to speak. And so it is also a free session tomorrow. You can register. I'm sure I will give Jordan the link to do that, or there's links all over social media to register for it, or ICBATraining.ca.
Okay. Kerry, we had sad news over the weekend.
We did, yes.
On Saturday, a legend in construction, a legend in free enterprise and in politics, and someone who really is synonymous with Surrey, passed away. Larry Fisher, the founder of Lark Group.
I was going to say, if you look
to my
out
left,
windows,
I can look out at the Lark Group building headquarters. I can look up into their boardroom. Larry's office was right behind that.
Yeah.
It's hard to express how important Larry was to ICBA, to construction, to Surrey, and then to many of us personally.
Absolutely. I was actually quite shocked. Like, I didn't know that he was battling cancer, and so I was very sad when the email came out from Chris.
Yeah.
That this had happened.
Yeah, Larry in life was stubborn as hell, and he fought cancer every step of the way.
Yeah.
In the end, he was diagnosed a little too late, and it had spread too far. He was such a character. So
I would expect nothing less for him to fight all the way, I just gotta say.
If you've ever driven around Surrey, you've seen tons of things built. The building we're in, Lark Group built. It's one of what's going to be 7 towers here near Surrey Memorial Hospital. If you look across the Surrey Memorial Hospital, you'll see their parkade. They built that. They built the Surrey Ice Center. They built Excellent Ice and still own it. They built Laurel Place Care Home. They built the new Legion housing facility that just opened this week. Like, wherever.
Their signs are everywhere. Honestly, you drive anywhere in Surrey, pretty much anywhere in the Lower Mainland, you will see a Lark Group sign.
Yeah, and he was synonymous with Surrey, and he's going to be greatly missed. On a personal note, I knew him a little bit through politics, and then also obviously through ICBA. Larry
Where did you have to drive him last year? I remember you coming and telling me, oh, I'm going to go pick up Larry.
So I wrote this for business in Vancouver, and it's a funny story because like I'm sitting in my office one day and he calls, and of course his building is right across there, and he always teased me that he could watch me, make sure I was working, and I always teased him that I could see everyone Lark was meeting with. So
I love it.
It worked out.
Yeah.
But he called me and he said, kid, what time are you going down to this thing in Vancouver where it's a political meet and greet?
That was it.
And I'm like, first of all, I'm like in my mid-40s. No one calls me kid anymore, unfortunately. It's very sad. But I was like, Larry's 82 or 83. I'm like, I don't know, Larry.
What time should we go?
He's like, all right, well, I'm going to walk across at 5. You're going to drive me down there. And I sat there and I thought, like, Kerry, like, Larry must have a better car than I do.
I would assume, but
like,
maybe.
I don't know, like, I have a Toyota Prius Prime, a little hybrid kind of thing, but it's not like fancy or anything. And like, I'm a dad. The nice car is the SUV that totes the hockey bags and the grandma stuff. So, anyways, Larry and I we drive down, and of course we're going by every construction site known to man, and he's just chattering away. Oh, so and so's blah blah blah. They're working on that, and that guy screwed me over once, and and pretty funny, hilarious. We get on the viaduct going into Vancouver, and he's like, oh. All right, time to call my mom. And I was like, honestly, I was surprised because he's 83.
I was going to say, mom's lived a good life.
Mom, like calling mom. He's like, yep, I'm going to call her. Calls her, puts her on speakerphone. Yeah, Mom, I'm here with Jordan. My friend Jordan. I'm like, okay, this is something.
I love this very much.
This is something. And then the sweetest thing happened. He said, all right, Mom, well, let's sing. What do you want to sing today? Oh, I don't know, Larry. I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's sing. I forget what the song was, some 1940s tune. And he starts to sing, and she kind of stumbles over the first few words and then starts to sing again.
I love it.
And the two of them are singing on the phone together.
In your car.
Jordan's like driving down there going, what has happened here? Like, where am I? And he says goodbye. He tells her he loves her, hangs up. And he says, well, your mom's got memory and issues and stuff, but keeps her sharp. She remembers the old songs, so I sing with her every day.
I love this so much.
He called every night at that time and sang with her every day until I believe she passed away a couple of months ago.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah, it was incredibly sweet. It was a side of him that not a lot of people got to see.
No, definitely not.
Because the flip side of Larry was like, he was tough. He was tough, and he was a tough negotiator. He would tell you what he thought.
Most definitely.
His word was good. If you shook his hand on something, it was good. But like to get there could be a grind. Yeah. One of my first things at ICBA was to go out for lunch with him and Phil Hochstein, our former president.
Two tough people.
And Chris had got called away last second, so my job essentially was to go with Phil and Larry, talk a little bit about ICBA. It really was to pick up the tab, even though Larry could have, bought and sold both Phil and I several times over. So we go, and Larry gave Phil, like these are two icons. I'm a history guy, so I'm loving every minute of it. Yeah. Larry gave Phil absolute hell for daring to retire at age 66. Like, you quitter. Like, I'm working to the very end. And I can't believe it.
But, oh my gosh.
Phil was kind of Phil's stubborn as hell too, but he was sort of like, Larry, none of us have your energy. None of all of us have your, drive. And Larry just up one side of Phil and down the other, just giving him the gears for daring to retire at age 66. That was Larry.
A well-earned retirement for Phil.
Worked right through to age 83.
Indeed.
He started Lark Group in 1972. He was the president for more than 50 years. His son Kirk now runs the company, and just amazing guy, and going to be greatly missed. It was really kind.
Most definitely.
Kevin Falcon did a tribute to him in the legislature. Chris Gardner wrote a piece that's been picked up. I wrote a piece that's been picked up. So it's a big loss. It's a big loss for all of us.
Really is.
I know Sabine was.
Sabine's very sad. Our director of training is not here this week. She's away, but she also heard the news and she was very sad. She messaged us about it. So
it's
it's a loss, and we celebrate everything that he's done. Obviously, we literally see everything he's done as we sit here in an office that his company built. But he will be greatly missed by ICBA, by the construction industry as a whole, and by BC. I was gonna say. Yeah. He's made a big difference.
Yeah. So if you, and the other interesting thing that's come in is so many messages from other member companies, people Larry helped give a start to. you know,
not even surprised.
Or at a key time came through his business. Todd Jacob Brothers, IRL, Pogon, like
I love
you know,
it.
like a network that just kind of spread further. Myrtle Ann Rempel called and talked to us about how, or emailed and talked to us about what he meant to the Rempel Brothers concrete. Like, so just amazing to see the, I was going to say tentacles, but that sounds nefarious. But just the reach he had into the industry and how many folks, you know, Lark came along at just the right time to help them when they needed it.
Absolutely.
And that's the best tribute of all is construction will continue, open shop construction will continue, ICBA will continue, and Lark Group will keep building amazing things here in Surrey and beyond. So
100%.
Thank you, Larry, for everything. And to everyone else, we'll see you next week.
See you later.